Brain imaging studies have actually scanned the brains of millions compared to average earners. When they scanned the brains of millionaires, comparing it to average earners, guess what they found? Millionaires literally have different neural pathways when thinking about money. I'm asking 3 questions, all right? 3 questions. And I said, I'll ask those 3 questions. If you've ever said those things before, all right, you just raise your hand up, either by your emoji, or you go to your chat box and you say I, letter I, capital letter I, if you ever said any of those things, all right? If you've ever said any of those things. So number 1 question I asked was, if you've ever said, I'm not just good with money. I'm not just good with money. If you've ever said that before, raise your hand up. Or use your emoji. Okay? By raising your hand up. Or just go to your chat box and say I. If you've ever said that word. I'm not just good with money. Also, if you've ever said money doesn't grow on trees. If you've ever said money doesn't grow on trees. Also, if you've ever said rich people are greedy. For each of them, you raise your hand up once or you say I for each of them. If you say money doesn't grow on trees or rich people are greedy, raise your hand up. Okay, great. Here's what's going to shock you. You see, those thoughts we just acknowledged, either 1 or 2 or 3, for me, I think I've done 2 of them well. And they're not just armless phrases that you picked up somewhere, all right? They're actually programming your brain to repel wealth and keep you stuck financially. Those 3 phrases, they're examples of phrases that are programming your brain to repel wealth and keep you stuck financially. And maybe this is surprising, right? But just be patient. Come along with me, all right? Your thoughts about money are literally creating your financial reality. And if you don't like what you see in your bank account, then we need to examine the mental software that's running your financial life. That's basically what it means. If you don't like your bank account, it means we need to examine that software, so to say, that mental software that is running your financial life. And here's my bold promise. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how your current money beliefs are sabotaging your financial success, even if you think you have a positive relationship with money. More importantly, you will learn the exact 3-step neuroplasticity method that millionaires use to literally rewire their brains for wealth. I want to share that with you today. And by the time we're done, you walk away with 4 game-changing tools. Okay? First of all, you discover the hidden money beliefs controlling your financial decisions. Most people have 5 to 7 of those running unconsciously in their heads, in their minds. And you're about to identify yours. Secondly, you will learn a 60-second brain hack that instantly shifts you from scarcity to abundance thinking. And then I will use this with, like I use with other people anyway. We'll use them, to make high-stakes financial decisions, and you'll be able to have access to using that kind of system for yourself right now. Thirdly, you will get the proven 21-day Money Mindset Makeover system that creates lasting change. And this isn't theory. It's based on actual neuroscience research. And then fourthly, you would master the specific language patterns that either attract or repel financial opportunities. So note that this isn't a good feeling thing, not a feel-good fluff, or I just want to make you happy or positive thinking nonsense. No, that's not what we're doing here today. This is based on documented brain science and the actual practice of over 1,000 self-made millionaires that have been studied. Okay? So if you're ready to stop letting your conscious mind sabotage your wealth and stop programming it for financial success, for you to start programming it, for financial success, then I hope you are ready to dive in. So get your writing material ready, because we are going into that. Let's start with the truth that might make you uncomfortable. Your bank account, as it sits right now, is a perfect reflection of your unconscious beliefs. All right? Your bank account, as it sits right now, is a perfect reflection of your unconscious beliefs. Those beliefs about money. And I know that's hard to hear, but stay with me, okay? Stay with me. If you don't like what you see in your account balance, we can't just focus on budgeting strategies or investment tactics alone. No. We need to examine the mental software running your financial life. Recently, on the platform that I belong to for men, Christian men, there's a discussion about diversification, divesting, skills and ideas and all that. And someone posted something about working in your prime for other people, or working for a company, working for yourself, and one of my big cousins said, "Oh, I regret leaving the company I was working too early. Now, working his own practice, he has a law firm, that it's almost killing. It's so demanding." And then, because I know the background for this person and I know his success story, I felt awkward that how could he be complaining? He's succeeding. Then I realized that he's succeeding because of other things he's doing as well. His mental exposure to wealth seems to differ from just what you would expect, just from a professional who is a lawyer. He's into investment. And of course, he developed this over time. And fortunately for him, his kids are doing well with it right now, probably doing even better than him on that. And that proves one thing, that we need to examine our mental software, not just the job we do, not just budgeting our money, not just trying to save alone. And neuroscience research reveals this, that 95% of the financial decisions are made subconsciously. 95% of the financial decisions are made subconsciously. That means only 5% of your money choices are actually conscious and deliberate decisions. So the other 95% are automatic responses programmed by beliefs you absorbed before you even were maybe old enough to question them. All right? Now, think about that for a moment. You are making financial decisions based on programming you received by age 7 or 8 from people who may have had their own money struggles and limitations. So it's like somebody who's an outdated lecturer is teaching you, and you're going to sit for a reviewed exam. There's going to be a challenge, right? So those beliefs run automatically in the background like a computer software, the background of your mind in your head. And here's the problem. Most people are running what I call financial malware without even knowing it. Our thoughts, our disposition mentally about money is wrong fundamentally. Mentally about wealth, wealth building, wealth creation, acquiring wealth and sustaining wealth is wrong fundamentally. And we just don't know. Now, let me show you the 4 categories where this shows up. All right? Let's look at first our worthiness beliefs. Our worthiness beliefs. This sounds like when you say things like, I don't deserve wealth, or good people struggle with money. When you say good people struggle with money, it's not as if you're saying that to anybody, but you're just kind of telling yourself that it's okay. It's okay for you to struggle, because every good person struggles with money. If you have this belief running, you will consciously sabotage yourself every time you start building wealth. And that's why some people notice they start saving, they start getting ahead in some area of wealth. They might be making so much money, and they'll say, look, I want to start multiplying my money. I want to grow. I want to get out of the 95 grind, or I want to make my 95 grind to become better. Then suddenly something seems to go wrong. It's simply because these beliefs make wealth feel impossible because it doesn't match what you think or who you think you are. Your beliefs must match what you want to achieve. For there to be that natural energy, that natural balance that makes you to become unstoppable in something. Have you noticed there are certain things that you want to achieve at a weekend and you set out on it and you achieve it? While there are simpler things that you find so difficult to do. When you don't align your belief with what you are trying to do physically, there will be a mismatch. And then the struggle begins. Now, here's the fascinating part. And this is where the science gets really exciting. Brain imaging studies have actually scanned the brains of millions compared to average earners. When they scan the brains of millionaires, comparing it to average earners, guess what they found? Millionaires literally have different neural pathways when thinking about money. People's brains were scanned when they were thinking about money, and millionaire brains are found to have a different neural pathway. Their brains fire differently when they see financial opportunities. They process risk differently. They even experience emotions around money differently. But here is incredible news. Neuroplasticity proves you can rewire those pathways at any age. Your brain remains changeable throughout your entire life. The millionaire mindset isn't something you are born with, but it's something you can develop. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. That's what we're out to do today. Now, let's find the hidden money programming that you've been experiencing for a while. Okay? Let's find what we're going to do about those beliefs you've had. All right? So, I'm going to give you 7 scenarios. All right? 7 scenarios. And I want you to notice your first automatic response. I don't want you to think about these responses yet. Just answer them. All right? Just answer them. As I ask you that question, don't think deeply. Just answer them. Whatever response comes to you immediately, just answer them. All right? So, are you ready? Let's go. First, the lottery question. There's a lottery question that you might see. And let me just quickly give you that lottery question. If you won $10 million tomorrow in the lottery, what's your very first thought? I'm just telling you, I'm suggesting to you that tomorrow you will win $10 million. What's your very first thought right now? Write it down. I'm not asking you to think about what you would do with it. No. What's your immediate reaction if you won $10 million? What is your immediate reaction? Not what you do with it. Don't think. Just write out what comes to your mind. You know, some people will think, wow, finally, I got my money. Others think, this can't be real. Some even say, now I'm in trouble. Whatever comes to your mind first, your response, I want you to write that down. I want you to note it. It reveals your worthiness and safety beliefs around money. Now, the second question is this. Your friend gets a huge promotion with 150% salary increase. Your friend, not you. What's your immediate feeling? What's your immediate feeling? Your friend just got a huge promotion, 150% salary increase. What's your immediate feeling? Are you genuinely excited? Do you feel a tinge of jealousy? Do you think, lucky them? Or they probably worked for it? What do you think? This uncovers whether you operate from abundancy or scarcity as well. But note what you would feel, what you felt immediately. I said, I suggest that question to you. Note it. Third question. Someone you trust offers you a guaranteed 20% annual return on your money. Someone you trust says, look, if you give me your money or I show you where to put your money, I guarantee you 20% annual return. What's your gut reaction? What's your gut reaction? Do you get excited about the opportunity, or do you immediately think, what's the catch? You know, what's your reaction? This shows your trust and risk belief as well. It's about the trust and risk belief. But just note your reaction. Be true to your reaction. Don't try and figure out which one is better. No, just be true to your reaction. Note it in your note, or you can send it on the chat box for me to have a look at it with you. And the fourth question, if you are shopping and see something you really want that costs $500, for example, what's your inner dialogue? It costs $500. That's about 750,000 naira. What's your inner dialogue? Do you think I can't afford this? Or do you think, how can I make this happen? How can I get to afford this? All right. Your response will expose your beliefs about spending and value. Fifth question. If you hear about someone your age becoming a millionaire through their business, what's your first thought? Someone your age becomes a millionaire or a multi-millionaire through their business. What's your first thought? Do you think, good for them, I could do that too? Or they must have had advantages I didn't have, or I don't have right now? All right. Or maybe their parents must have set them up, because I've been married to a rich person. They were connected. What do you think? This reveals your possibility and identity beliefs as well. Sixth question. This is a money conversation. Someone directly asks about your income. How do you feel? Do you feel proud to tell them about your income? Do you feel embarrassed? Do you feel defensive? Or do you feel secretive? That shows you your money shame and privacy programming. It's all part of us, all right? Seventh question. You unexpectedly receive $5,000 right now. Legit money. It's a windfall. What happens first in your mind? Do you think about opportunities to grow it? Do you think about the bills you need to pay with it? Or do you get worried if it won't last? Does it become a worry for you that this $5,000, how long can I spend it for? Will it last or not? All right, so take a moment and notice the patterns in your responses. These automatic reactions are running your financial life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They are making decisions for you before your conscious mind even gets involved. All right, that's why I wanted to answer them before you even get to think about them. So the good news is this. Now that you are aware of them, you can start changing them. If you are truthful to yourself about these thoughts, you can start changing them. Now, let me explain to you how your brain creates your financial reality. All right? This is how your brain creates your financial reality. Once you understand this mechanism, you can start using it to build wealth instead of limiting it. Okay? And that's my target for you. I want you to be able to build wealth with your mind rather than limit yourself in any way whatsoever. Now, your brain has something called the reticular activating system. We'll shorten it and call it the RAS, reticular activating system, the RAS. Think of it as your brain's filter system. It's like a filter. Every second, your brain receives 2 million bits of information through your senses, because the bit is a measurement of the quantum of information when it comes to computer. It's a computer thing, all right? Data. So 2 million bits of information through your senses comes there every now and then, in fact, every second. But your conscious mind can only process about 134 bits per second, which is still ridiculously fast, right? So how does your brain filter out 2 million and bring it to just 134 bits per second that it can run? Of course, your brain sometimes even involved in other things, and maybe might not pick some things because your baby is crying, or maybe because you're thinking of something that seems important to you. So your RAS acts like a bouncer at an exclusive club gate, all right? It only lets in information that matches your existing beliefs and priorities. So that's why you begin to see a Benz car every time you are thinking about buying a Benz car, or you're thinking about buying a Nokia phone, or an Apple phone, maybe Apple phone 16. And then you start seeing everywhere. Once you start thinking about it, you start seeing everywhere, until you get it, That's what happens. Your brain is filtering the information that's coming to you and looking for what matches what your thoughts are, what your beliefs and priorities are. And here's where it gets powerful for money. If you believe money is scarce, all right, your RAS will also believe that money is scarce. If you believe that money is scarce, your RAS will also believe that money is scarce. It's going to literally filter out opportunities that someone with an abundance mindset will notice immediately. You walk right past business opportunities. Your brain won't catch it. Your mind won't catch it. The investment chances will go. The high-paying job opening, because your brain doesn't even register them as opportunities, they will pass. But if you believe money flows easily, and I'm saying this as a belief, if you believe money flows easily, your RAS starts showing you evidences of that everywhere. You notice successful businesses, you notice investment opportunities, you begin to see ways people are creating income streams. So now let me show you 3 different wealth frequencies your brain can operate on. First is scarcity brain. There are 3 of them. First is scarcity brain. This is fear-based thinking. The dominant thoughts are not enough, can't afford it, money is hard to earn. Those are the kind of thoughts that come in the scarcity brain frequency. When your brain is in this state, it activates your stress response. Your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for good decision taking or good decision making, suddenly shuts down. It actually shuts down, and then you end up hoarding money because you can't imagine yourself making more. So you hoard money. You don't want to give, you don't want to help, you don't want to buy things for yourself, you don't want to eat well, you don't want to live well. You hoard money. You make poor decisions, and you make decisions that look as if you are poor, and then you miss opportunities. So your energy becomes contracted, becomes anxious and reactive. You don't want that. I believe you don't want that. You understand what that means. You don't want that. You want to be the opposite of that. Second one is the survival brain. This is security-based thinking. The thoughts are, play safe. That's what your brain is thinking about all the time. Play safe. Don't risk it. Slow and steady wins the race. Steady wins the race is not a bad slogan, but when it comes to wealth and you start dwelling on that, it means you deliberately want to be slow, even when there's speed ahead of you. When you see opportunity to speed, you don't want to speed. It's like driving on the highway and you're driving as if you are in the inner streets. You're driving on a 30 on an highway that's supposed to be maybe a 70. You're going to be causing harm to other people and probably yourself. So this caters, or this creates more an hypervigilance kind of state of mind and analysis paralysis. You become hypervigilant and you are paralyzed with so many analyses, over-analyzing anything that comes your way as opportunities. Your research investments forever, you keep on researching them, you never actually invest. You end up with mediocre growth and doesn't even keep up with inflation. So you're putting money only where it is the safest, that sometimes don't even keep up with inflation. You only keep your money in your saving account at maybe a 2.5%, and inflation is at a 9.7% or a 6.9%. You probably don't even keep up. And your energy is always cautious, worried, and stuck. Cautious, worried, and stuck. You don't want to do that. The third kind of brain wave is the abundance brain. And this is where you want to dwell. This is growth-based thinking. The dominant thoughts are, how can I create value? Or what's possible here? When you see an opportunity, you hear an opportunity, you say, what's possible here? How can I navigate this successfully? When you believe that money flows to you easily, so money flows to me easily, in that kind of state, your creative centers are active. They are up and doing. Your intuition is enhanced. And you recognize opportunities that others miss. This leads you to wealth creation, exponential growth, and what seems like a lucky break every time. Your energy becomes expansive, confident, and magnetic. And that's why you see from school, you see people who are very intelligent, sometimes they're not as wealthy. While the guys that seem to be never too good in class suddenly become wealthy and become smarter once they get into their own realm where they believe the opportunities for them in business or whatever they do, or even in their corporate world, and they start getting better. Now, here's the key insight. You get to choose which frequency your brain operates on. Whatever your frequency is operating on right now, if it's either of those first two, the scarcity, and then you don't want that and you want to go to abundance, you can move to abundance. It's not fixed by your circumstances in your past. You can move. And there's something that will blow your mind. There's something called the mirror neurons in your brain. they automatically mirror the mindset of people you spend time with. And this is where the challenge is. This is where the challenge is. I'm going to say this as nicely as I can. This is why your income typically matches the average of your 5 closest friends. It's not coincidence, it's literal neuroscience. Now, for someone like me, I don't have too many friends, few friends. I keep my friends not because of business, I keep them because of who they are, and sometimes your friends may not even be, they may not even like that much of wealth. They may not even like to build as much wealth. Now, what happens to you? You have to deliberately pick friends or mentors, people that you read about, you follow, and you model after, who would help you in that area of wealth. They may not be people you meet every day, but you want to think like them. You know their worth. You want to match yourself to them. Because your brain is constantly calibrating to the financial frequency of environment. So if you want to think like a millionaire, you need to expose your brain to millionaire thinking patterns. And that's exactly what we're doing right here, right now. Now, let's quickly run into this area. Now, I talked about the mirror neurons, all right? You see how that monkey is looking in the mirror. Whatever it's seeing is what those neurons are going to also attract. If he keeps on walking between monkeys that are of his own type, they don't jump high, he won't jump high. But if you see the bigger monkeys jumping higher, he's going to want to jump higher. He's going to want to turn to that animal. He's going to want to run faster. He's going to want to become the leader if he starts hanging around the leader. That's how your brain works, all right? It's a typical way. Let's look at the 6-second brain arc that I promised you earlier. I'm going to teach you this technique, and it's used with millionaires, all right? When they need to make high-stakes financial decisions. They want to buy a new company, they want to invest into a new country, or they want to start a project, a mega project. Imagine somebody who has been into maybe manufacturing and they wants to go into maybe manufacturing, let's say, consumables, now want to go into a refinery. And is thinking about that. How do you make your brain do? How do you do that? These are the things that some of them will do. This is an instant state change method. It instantly changes your state of mind, that can shift you from scarcity thinking also to abundance thinking in just a second. Now, when I say scarcity thinking for a millionaire, the person might be a multi-millionaire, wants to think like a billionaire. Might be a multi-billionaire, but wants to think like a mega billionaire. All right? Because the person might be doing, maybe he's doing projects of $500 billion, $500 million. And then I want to get into a project of 2.5, 3 billion. It's a different ballgame entirely, because if he does the wrong thing, that could wipe out his wealth. But he wants to jump into that. And you don't do those things unless your mind is set for that and begins to align with that reality. In your mind, it's that reality that you want to align with. And this you can do with these seconds. So I call this the Prosper method. And that's how it works. All right? P in Prosper is for pause. So the moment you notice scarcity thinking is creeping in your mind, maybe you're looking at a bill, a bill that was brought to you, your student school fees, your house rent, something you have to pay to government, whatever. You're looking at that, and that wrong thought is creeping in. Maybe you're looking at that bill and considering an investment, or you're facing a financial decision. Just stop. Once you feel that wrong one coming in, just stop. Don't let that thought spiral. Don't let that spiral continue. Take 10 seconds to just pause. That's what P stands for. Pause. All right? Don't allow the thought to continue. Don't let it play on in your mind. R is for release. Take 3 deep breaths to activate your parasympathetic nervous system. When you pause that wrong thought, take 3 deep breaths, and then that literally shifts your brain out of fight or flight mode. You are no more defensive. You are no more running away. You are no more afraid. It shifts your brain to a state where you can think clearly, and this takes about 15 seconds. So just breathe, release. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, remember Prosper. O means observe. Notice your current thoughts without judging them. Don't judge yourself. Just notice the thoughts, capture those thoughts. Don't try to change them yet. Don't even try that. Just observe them like you're a scientist studying data. Interesting. I'm thinking there's not enough money. Just note that. See, I'm thinking there's not enough money. I'm thinking I don't have enough money to buy that house. I'm thinking I don't have enough money to invest and make that mortgage payment and then pay the rest later. I'm thinking there's not enough money to start this business. Or I notice I'm feeling afraid of this investment. Give that just about 10 seconds. Okay? And then move on to S. S is for shift. Ask yourself this powerful question. What would someone with an abundance mindset, somebody richer who has abundance mindset, somebody with a millionaire who has an abundance mindset, what would they think right now? Don't force an answer. Just ask the question and let your brain provide options. Your brain is smarter than you know. This will also take about 10 seconds. Whatever answers you're getting, write these things down. All right? P is for participate. Now feel the energy of that new thought. That new thought that your brain is going to give to you, that your mind is going to bring up. Feel the energy of that thought in your body. Experience it. Be happy about it. If the abundant thought is something like, this could be an amazing opportunity, then let the energy flow through you. And this is amazing. Truly, what will I do when I achieve this? How will I feel when I achieve this? You know? And this could be a feeling of excitement about that possibility. You know? That possibility will feel like something physical. Allow it in your body. Let it fill your chest, your arms, your whole being. Another 10 seconds will go with that. And for this, I did some exams recently. And on this platform is a wonderful coach that helped me through that area in that professional exam. And sometimes we'll be in classes, sometimes 8-hour classes, 12-hour classes, 11-hour classes. And they will tell us, when you get to, we got to read again. I'm definitely not going to read about it. I'm too tired. I'm oversaturated. And once in a while, the fear comes in, and what if you guys don't pass these exams? And then another thought to come and say, what if you pass? How would you feel when you pass? Right now, I'm still soaking in the euphoria of passing that exam. Right now. Results just came out a few days back. It's gonna, just the euphoria alone is going to last maybe 1 month because we have 2 induction ceremony to do. So it's still sinking in. I'm not yet. Because when you allow the energy to go through you, you can see that future. You're like you're that in that future already. All right? Now, so participate in it. And E means engage. From this new abundant state, take one small action. It might be researching the opportunity. Your action might be to make a phone call to a friend or to a coach or to your financial advisor. It might be to call the company that's doing the mortgage or the company that's selling the shares, you know, or it could just be you writing down your thoughts. The key is to take action from abundance, not scarcity. All that you have done in 5 seconds. All right. And then remember, prosper. So there's an R, and then R is to repeat. Use this method throughout your day to build new neural pathways. Every time you catch yourself in scarcity thinking, run through prosper. All right. You can practice this, you know, after this class. Okay. You can practice this after this class. And maybe if people request, I might just do a special class just for us to use the prosper. All right. I'm going to give you something that I'm going to use to activate this part I'm going to teach right now because of our time. And if I get enough response immediately, maybe the next 1 week, I might have to bring us to run through this together if you so desire. Or we create a special class for that if you so desire. But let's run through it, and I'll give you what to guide you through it at the end of the class. And that's the 21-day Money Mindset. Will be self-explanatory. And like I said, I'm going to share something with you guys that will help you with that guide. I don't know why my mic is just always muting each time I come logged back in. All right. But the week 2, you're going to be rewiring. So week 1, you have been aware. All right. You looked at all those things that have to do with your money mirroring. You have looked at your belief journaling for the first 7 days, your language audit for the first 7 days, and then you are ending each day with your gratitude accounting, all right, for the first 7 days. And you are also putting in your powerful money affirmation. You can repeat, you can form one money affirmation for yourself and repeat it 100 times daily. For example, when you say money flows to me easily and abundantly, it's an affirmation. Or I am worthy of unlimited financial success. It's an affirmation. Repeat it 100 times. Money flows to me easily and abundantly each day. Or I'm worthy of unlimited financial success. You can write more for yourself as you deep faith and repeat it 100 times daily. You'll be amazed what will happen. All right, so second week, you are doing the rewiring. On the second week, you are rewiring on the second week. Okay? The rewiring, the first phase you're going to work on is your installation phase. That's what rewiring does. So you install the new neural pathways in that second week. You do a 10-minute future self-meditation daily. Do your 10-minute future self-meditation daily where you close your eyes and you have a conversation with your wealthy version of yourself 5 years from now. Have a conversation with yourself 5 years from now, but with your wealthy version. All right. You look at also, your rewiring where you collect abundance evidence. You collect abundance evidence around you. You look out for the abundance around you and get them written out. Note them. Okay. Look for the proof everywhere that money flows easily. Look for proof. Then you notice successes around you. Notice the success stories. Train yourself to see abundance as well. And begin to use this to rewrite your money story. All right? Rewrite your money story. As you are rewiring yourself, begin to write your money story. As you are rewiring yourself, you are doing what I call the wealthy identity integration. All right? When you start acting as if you are already financially successful. And I'm not saying pretending, no, but you are acting it for yourself. This doesn't mean spending money you don't have. No, don't do that. It means making decisions from abundance rather than fear. You are investing, even if it's 1,000 naira, you are investing. Even if it's $5, you are investing, but now you are investing. You are not waiting till you have $5,000 to invest. Your $5, you're saying I'm investing. I have $5,000, so I want to invest $1,000. I have $1,000, I want to invest $200. I have $200, I want to invest $20. You are making decisions as if you are already wealthy. And for visualization, you can use what I call the architecture method. See yourself making wealthy decisions. All right. Now, in your week 3, which you see in that workbook, the embodiment phase, it's about you, doing this consistently, living from your new mindset consistently. So that new mindset you're going to create, you're going to be living in that consistently. And it's going to take you through practicing the money decision rehearsal, which I've already explained in the workbook as well. You during that third week the third week, you're going to install the 3 wealthy behaviors. You're going to get 3 wealthy behaviors you're going to install. And then you also have your language patterns. Now, let's just briefly go through the language patterns. Just briefly, because of our time. There are language patterns that create wealth. Your words literally program your subconscious mind. So when you upgrade your vocabulary for wealth, your action, your thoughts, your activity, your movement towards wealth will also change. And these are the most important swaps you need to make. Let's say that the most important to swap your old language. So instead of you saying, I can't afford it, say, how can I afford it? How can I make it happen? All right? Because when you say, I can't afford it, it shuts down your brain. But you say, how can I make it happen? It makes your brain become creative. Okay? Instead of money is tight, say, I'm being strategic with my investments. Don't say money is tight. Don't say budget is tight. Say, I'm being strategic with my investments. Because you are reframing scarcity as an intentional choice. Instead of saying, I'm broke, hello, say, I'm between opportunities. All right? Your brain doesn't want to hear you're broke. It's going to start thinking like a broke person. So say, I'm in between opportunities. It maintains your dignity and keeps you looking forward. I'll share these things now because I want you to use those specific words and use them as examples as you do other things. Instead of you to think that something is too expensive, don't say, that's too expensive. Say, that's not a priority right now. Because maybe 20 years ago, you couldn't afford a particular car. Maybe now you can afford it. But if you say that was too expensive, is it that the price of the car was too expensive or you just couldn't afford it? If it's expensive, you still wouldn't be able to afford it now. But if it's not your priority then, and you have the money now, and your priority now, then you go for it. So you tell yourself, it's not just my priority right now. Instead of saying I don't have money, say, I choose to invest elsewhere. When you say these things to yourself, it sounds funny and simple, but it begins to change your language, and your money language patterns begin to form, right? They begin to form and begin to change. Now, let's close this quickly because of our time. Let's bring it together for ourselves. You came out today with unconscious money programming that was running your financial life automatically. You're living with the exact blueprint that billionaires use to think about wealth. But here's what separates the people who transform their finances from those who stay stuck. What separates them is implementation. Information about implementation is just entertainment. When you have information about something that you don't implement, it is just entertainment. You now have a complete system that can rewire your brain for wealth in 21 days. The question is, will you use it? So here's my challenge to you. Implement this system for the next 21 days. Don't just learn it, live it. Put it into practice every single day. Your bank account will thank you for it. Remember, your current financial situation is not your final destination. It's simply the result of your past programming. And most of our programming were done when we were young, when our parents told us about money. They told us there's not enough money. They told us you don't have too much. We're not like those rich people. They say, oh, those people are bad, though. Those rich people are wicked, though. They told us all those things. They programmed us. So it's not your fault. But starting today, it becomes your responsibility to install new software that will create new results. The only question remaining is, are you ready to become the person you want your bank account to become? The kind of person your bank account is waiting for. Are you ready to become that person? All right. Let me thank you for spending the time with me today. Okay. You get to me on the emails. You can see that on your screen. makeamark2021@gmail.com. Get to me on the emails. And I would be willing to spend some time with you to discuss about this and to help you on changing those languages, changing those mindsets, and putting you in that path for wealth and for abundance. And as I promised, this bonus is coming your way. Just to chat box right now and drop your email address in the chat box, or send an email to makeamark2021@gmail.com. Right away and say, I want my makeover. Email to makeamark2021@gmail.com, or send me a message on my WhatsApp number 003-666-5511. If you're out of the country, that'll be +234-803-666-5511. And let's do this together. And if you're wondering, have I done this? Yeah. Am I doing it? Yes. Am I going to do this challenge? Yes. Because I also want to have more results. All right.